Hey, my name is Roderick Waddle. I started a trucking company a few years ago here in Houston, Texas, and I'm going to talk about things I wish I knew before I got started. And these are all things that I had an idea of, but some things you don't know until you know. And I wish I really knew. A couple of the things that I wish I knew have to do with cost. And the first cost that I wish I knew about was the cost of my own impatience. I was so impatient at the time that I didn't wait for the right truck and the right deal to come up. The price for trucks were a little bit more expensive at the time. I had a pre-approval in place and I was ready to get in the game. But I wish I had the patience to wait, and boy, did it cost me. I didn't wait. I bought the wrong truck. It was the best price at the time, but it was the best price for a reason. That truck was no good, man. I ended up buying the wrong truck, and my own impatience ended up costing me a whole lot more. Another thing that I wish I knew was the actual cost of repairs and breakdowns. Like I said, you kind of know these things in theory, but you never really know until you know. The first big breakdown I had came only about a week and a half after I started my business. Now, I had a few credit lines in place, but I hadn't stacked up any cash yet. I had used everything I had to get started with insurance down payment, which was about $4,000 or so. And then my insurance monthly expense, well, that's a whole other video. But the cost of the repair, the first repair I had to make about a week and a half after I started the business was about $11,000. $11,000. They had to go into the back of my engine and replace a whole lot of things. I had major problems. I had major issues the first week and a half, 2 weeks that I was in the business. And I wish I knew the cost of what these repairs are going to be. Not to mention the many other breakdowns and repairs I had over the course of the 2 years that I was in business due to my lack of patience with getting started in the first place. The cost of doggone repairs. Another thing I wish I knew is the opportunity cost, or the cost of the downtime that I had. Meaning that when my truck was in the shop, I couldn't make money with the truck. For example, the example that I gave earlier about me having to pay $11,000 to get my truck fixed, that truck was in the shop for about 2.5 to 3 weeks. Now, I had a contract with a company that had a lot of work most of the time. Now, most of the time they had a lot of work. So it happened to be during a time where there was a lot of work going on, and I had the opportunity to earn $4,500 to $5,000 a week. So with my truck being down for 3 weeks, I missed out on the opportunity to earn about $15,000. And instead, I had to pay out $11,000. So that's a $26,000 swing in my business that really cost me a lot. And that's something that I really wish that I knew. The opportunity cost of having a truck being in the shop for too long. I also wish I knew that even though you have a contract with a certain company to do work, that's not always as secure as it seems. There's going to be times where those companies don't have work. Now, I understood that sometimes things are seasonal, but I did not know the impact that would have when you couple that with the truck being down for a long time due to repairs, due to the high cost of the repair and maintenance, and then needing to bounce back from that through work. And then when those times happen to coincide where you finally get your truck out of the shop and then you need to get back to work, and then the company hits a slow time or hits a time where they don't have as much work available. It's just something I wish I knew. So as you can see, there's so many things that I wish I knew. But the last thing I'll cover on this video is this. I wish I knew the impact that the weather would have on my work. Now, I understood that I was signing a contract with a company that did construction and hauled dirt. So I knew that when it rained, I would have an impact on my work. I wouldn't be able to do so much work in the rain or work at all in the rain. But I did not know how much it was going to rain in Houston for those years. Oh my God, it's like the floodgates opened as soon as I opened my trucking company. Jesus, I wish I knew. So in conclusion, if you're considering being an owner-operator and starting your own trucking company, I want to make sure that you do know the things that I wish I knew. Number one, be patient and make sure that you find the right deal. Find the right truck. Do your research. Don't be too anxious to get in the game. Take your time. Also, make sure that you understand the cost of repairs, because nothing is cheap on these trucks when they break down. For example, even if you just blow out a tire and you want to replace it with a brand new tire, It's going to cost you anywhere from $300 to $500 just for one tire. You need to be prepared for that. Also understand that when you do have that downtime, the opportunity cost that comes with that, because you're going to be missing work. It's going to be money that you miss from having to spend money to get your truck out of the shop. Understand that these companies, no matter how solid it may seem, it's great to have a contract with a company, but there's going to be times where even those companies don't have work. So you need to have money set aside. You need to be prepared for that mentally. And also, if you do something, well, I suggest that you don't. But if you do something that the weather affects, make sure that you do have that in mind. That there's something that you can't control. There's going to be times that you're going to be down due to the weather, you know. So make sure you stay on top of those things. And I hope that if you do decide to get into the trucker business, that it's a blessing to you and your family. All right. See y'all in the next video.